And these are the things that I wish somebody told me beforehand. Or I feel like I kind of had seen things about pregnancy, but you don't know until you know. So I made a whole list of things that I did not know, and let's talk about it. So first thing, morning sickness is not just in the morning, okay? Morning sickness is all day long. You'll be sick, or you can be sick from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep. Like, genuinely, there were days where I felt like the only relief I got was when I was sleeping. So it can be all day. And on top of that, it's like a sickness that you have never felt, or at least that's what I felt. It was like the pain, like it was in my stomach, but it was also like something was running from my stomach to like my chest. It was just so uncomfortable. It hurt so bad. It was just an uncomfortable feeling. Like, some people might compare it to like a hangover, and it was like that. But then in some cases it just hurt. Okay. So it is, especially if you haven't been sick before. Like, I keep harping on it because it was so unfamiliar. I've never been like a super sickly person. So being sick day in and day out, man, it do something to your mind, okay? It really does. Like, I was not expecting it to be like all that it was. And the thing is, it's not much to cure. Like, people will be like, oh, take some ginger chews, eat some crackers. No, it's no telling even really what you need. And then you might like something for 2 or 3 days, or even be excited to like order this thing or cook this certain thing, and then boom, you don't like it no more. So it's always, even up until now, like I'm 26 weeks, and I still feel like every 3 days I'm like wanting something new. Like, I've been so into water and like drinking cool, cold water for the last 3, 4 weeks. And now I make my stomach hurt again. Like, what are we doing? If I've liked watermelon, I've liked hash browns, I've been into like chicken and rice, like just to name a few things. And now don't want them, don't want to see it. It's like every 3 days, it's the new ball game. Guess because every 3 days it's like your baby is growing something new. I don't know. The other thing is, okay, thing number 2, the weeks are crazy. But even more than that, your pregnancy starts typically on the first day of your last period. So by the time you find out you're pregnant, you probably have like 4, 5, 6, who knows how many weeks along. Like, you're already a month into it. And so that is interesting because you never know that. And on top of that, so you can calculate your due date from your last period, the start of your last period. But when you go get your first ultrasound, that's when they give you your real due date. And that is like based on how big your baby is at that first growth scan. Now, with that being said, as you continue to go, like on my 10, so first my due date based on my period was November 28th. Then when I went to get the growth scan, my baby was a little bigger. So he was measuring like exactly at 10 weeks when I went. So they changed my due date to November 23rd. Well, at 20 weeks, when I went to go get my anatomy scan, y'all, he was even bigger. Like, he was measuring like, no, maybe I was 18 weeks. So he was measuring like 20 weeks already or something in like some areas. I don't know. Either way, he was ahead again. So I think it was like 19 weeks. Let me say, he was not like 2 weeks ahead. He was like 5 days ahead, but that put us into like a whole nother week. So I was like, whoa. So I thought that they may like adjust your date again, but they don't. So they only adjust like your due date is based on that first time that they adjusted, which is when you go to your first doctor's appointment. Because after that, they say like babies can grow. Everybody got their own different growth thing. I don't know, but whoever knew that your due date could even change like that. Speaking of, point number 3, you may like test positive on a pregnancy test at like 5 weeks. You don't go to the doctor until between like 8 and 10 weeks. So you are literally just in no man's land. Like, am I really pregnant? What am I feeling? Some days I will be like super sick. It's like, as soon as I found out, I was like feeling sick the next day. Okay, I think that's just how it goes for most people. But I was feeling sick, and then I would wake up and be like, oh my God, I'm not feeling nothing. Like, is everything okay? So it's this constant worry of like, is the baby in there? Are they not? Are they doing okay? For at least like 5 or 6 weeks. It was so crazy. Like I said, I didn't even go to the doctor until I was like 10 weeks. So you spend 4 or 5 weeks just, is it real? Is it not? And I heard you're not even supposed to take like more pregnancy tests because it doesn't like tell you. So you really are in a waiting game for a real long time. Didn't know that. Another thing I wrote, oh, speaking of doctor's appointments, you don't get an ultrasound every time. Did y'all know that? I did not know. I thought every time you went to the doctor, you were going to get an ultrasound, but that is not the case. You get one when you first go to like confirm your pregnancy, so you see your baby. Depending on how far along you are will depend on like what you see. So I saw my baby at 10 weeks. And then you get another one at your anatomy scan, which is in between 18 to 20 weeks. So we've seen him twice. And we get to go back for another one on Tuesday. But really, you only get to see your baby like 2 or 3 times unless you go to one of those boutiques. I thought I would probably be a person who went to like one of those boutiques, but we haven't gone. Only because I don't want to get like hooked on. I want to trust and feel that everything is okay. I don't want to feel like, oh my God, oh, I need to go because I haven't, like, I don't want to put myself in that space of worry. So that's the main reason why I haven't been like, oh, let's go to one of those boutiques. And I also thought about this, like, especially early on before I did the anatomy scan and I knew like everything was good to go. I was like, what if I go to one of those little like other places and then they tell me something is wrong and it's not at the doctor? What? I would panic so bad. So I was like, I would rather go to the doctor where they can tell me exactly what anything that could come up is. Luckily, there hasn't been anything, but y'all get what I'm saying. I just was like, I need to be with the medical professionals in case. And I don't know much about those people. Maybe they are medical professionals, I'm not sure. But I just wanted to make sure that I was going to be in a place where they could explain to me anything that might have been confusing. Let me see. What else did I write down? Y'all, no 2 days are the same. That goes even into like after first trimester. You can be feeling good one day, then the next day you're not. You can eat with something one day and it be like the best thing to you, make you feel so much better. Then the next day it doesn't. Like it's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster. And I know I'm just speaking to like the feelings and the physical part of it all, but it really is just an interesting journey. On top of the fact of, this will be my like next and biggest point. Like I said, I'm 26 weeks now. I would say probably about 5-6 weeks ago is when I really started to be like, it got real. Like I was like, wow, I'm really pregnant. I think a lot of times in the beginning, especially if you feel symptoms or you're sick, it's just like a blur. It's like, wait, you are still trying to like catch up with yourself and really know like that this is really something that's happening. So be gentle with yourself or just be patient with yourself if you are like in a daze a little bit or you are just kind of thinking about the physical part, because that is a lot of what the first trimester is. It's like the physical part and also just trusting that everything is okay, because there's so many unknowns. I remember, I didn't even say this part. I was going into one point, but I remember literally being like crying and being like, my life has changed in like a day. Not because I was like sad about that change, but just like the onset of everything all at once. It was like, whoa. And I laugh about it now because I was talking about like crying. Y'all, you cry so much. Your emotions are just like ahead of you. It's just like crazy. I cried more in the first trimester, and then probably I've cried in the last 5+ years, okay? It could be anything. It could be good. It could be sad. It could be anything that would just make me cry. I don't cry like that no more, but I would at least cry. If not, I can't say every day, but it was like way more often than anything. Like I had to start telling my fiance like, I'm okay. Like I would just start laughing mid-cry sometimes because I knew it was like wow that I was even crying. But yeah, so you will be emotional for sure, but it definitely takes a little while for you to get like your body to catch up with your mind. Like, wait, this is really happening. I'm really born a human. It is the hardest most different, but coolest thing I've ever done in my life. Like, every day I wake up and I'm like, whoa, you are actually growing a baby. Like, you are growing a whole human. No wonder you were sick. No wonder you weren't feeling good. Like, it's just amazing what our bodies can do. And I will never, like, pregnancy, motherhood, God, not that I didn't respect it before, but you just don't know until you know. And now I'm like, women can do anything. Because to be doing all of this, not to mention feeling how you feel and mentally, physically, but then still going to work and still having to do like your day to day. What? It's crazy. And like, luckily I had a job that was pretty understanding and all those things. So it was fine, but it's something else. Your life just changes so quickly. And so also, if anybody is in their first trimester and watching this, because I know when I was trying to find anything to give me some hope, listen, you will feel better, okay? Most cases, you will feel better. Around like that 14-week mark, maybe even earlier, things will start to change. I feel like around 14 weeks, I started feeling better, like right when the second trimester hit. False alarm, it was, because then I started feeling worse. And then it got worse, but then it did get better. And now it's like more consistently better. Even though today, like my stomach hurt a little bit, you just learn to weather the storm a little bit better with like the little nausea or like what isn't sitting right with you. You just learn to weather the storm. But overall, you feel so much better in your second trimester. I read that, I saw that, I didn't know if it was true. You do, because you can't tell. Like, you don't know how you'll be, and you still don't know how you'll be from me even telling you this on this video, but most times I think you do feel better. And it's hard to see it because it's scary. You're just like, how am I gonna go home for the next 9 months like this? But you will, and you'll be okay. And you will be talking like me and smiling on a Sunday and counting down. You got 15 more weeks until you see your new baby. It's crazy to know that I got 15 more weeks or less. It's so crazy. Anyways, y'all, that is the end of my video. I will probably think of more things and make a part 2 or something like that, or maybe I'll talk about everything from the second trimester. Less eventful, but still very, very interesting. So yeah, y'all, happy first trimester if you're in it. Shout out to all the pregnant mamas to be. Shout out to all the mothers who have done this before. Y'all should have told us a little more. But you know what I think it is? I really think people get temporary amnesia, or it just goes away. Because even as I'm like recording this video, I'm like, wait, what happened? I think it starts to like X out of your mind. So I can only imagine once you have a baby, how much of it is erased. Truly. So yeah, y'all. Anyways, happy Sunday. See y'all next week.